Welcome to today's video of the self-healing series. I'll adjust it a bit. Alright. Today I want to talk about every action has a consequence, and I want to remind us of what we often forget is that our action is our thinking also. Our thinking is a choice. The way we think is a choice, and it has a consequence always. And we allow our mind to go on a stroll and think of the worst case scenarios, and then we're surprised when, not that they occur, the worst case scenarios, it's not a direct impact, it's a consequence of a combination of those thoughts. And then the consequence doesn't have to immerse into the reality, but the consequence is also how we feel. Because even if we don't end up with that worst case scenario that we allowed our mind to spiral into, we do end up in feeling the worst case scenario, in feeling horrible before doing that, whatever it is we're doing. We can feel extremely scared. We can be expecting the worst to happen. We can have a lot of anxiety before things come, and this is the consequence that we have allowed our mind to build up. Every doing has a consequence. The action is the doing, and the action is also the thinking. So even every thought you think has a consequence. Whether it takes a lot of thoughts to then build up a limiting belief, or a belief and a limiting belief, that's the same thing. We decide once at what point it's limiting us, but there is a consequence, and then we're surprised, why are things not working out for us? Why do we feel like this? But how are you taking care of your mind honestly? Are you allowing your mind to take a break, to meditate, to just be there, to just not think at all? Because being is being without the thinking. Being isn't allowing your mind to spiral into the fear, deeper into your fear. And so you're at the origin of your thoughts. The energy behind your thoughts is what you're creating, you're choosing. Yes, of course, your ancestral line did a lot of work, but that is why you're here. And the awareness that we're awakening today is your possibility to see it in a different way, to see yourself in a different way, to allow yourself to think differently, even though it can be so hard because the ancestral line has been thinking in that certain way. If you're not happy with some aspect of your life, you need to start by observing all the actions, all the doings connected to that aspect of life. Whether it's money, then you need to break it down. How do you feel, and what are you thinking when you're paying, when you're receiving money, when you want money, when you're manifesting money, when you're thinking about money? What thoughts are you thinking? Because then the action even in the energetical level, it doesn't have to be your literally physical action, but your energetic action will then build the reality over what you think and believe is possible for you. So break down that aspect of your life or pain. Okay? What are you thinking about yourself? How are you treating yourself when pain arises? What are the first thoughts that come up? Okay, for me, previously, it was horrible. The inner monologue was horrible. I was punishing myself. Why am I like this? Why am I different? Why do I have to suffer? And with that, I was hurting myself more. I was suppressing that part of me, that potential, because your pain is your potential. I was suppressing it. Of course it had to hurt more. Of course it had to get severe, because you are denying and you're rejecting that part of yourself. If you're thinking about yourself in that way, if you're thinking about yourself, oh, how horrible that I have this. Why do I have this? You need to understand your energy is the whole. All you feel is your energy. All of your body is your energy. Everything is your energy. And how do you approach it? Do you approach it with understanding, with welcome, with love? All right, you're here. You're here to tell me something. I'm here to listen. The pain, the fear, the anxiety, the whatever, the depression, it is all your aspect. It's your part, your complex part. And it's never here for no reason. I always repeat this. It's never here for no reason. It's a result of tension. But you're scared. You have the tension building up. And that's okay. But you need to be there for your fear. You need to address your fear with love. Okay, I'm scared. I have every right to be scared. It's a scary new step. It's scary to be different. It's scary to be surrounded with people who don't understand me, who want me to fix myself, who want me to be different, who want me to be like them, even if I'm not. And all of that is scary, and there, of course, pain will originate, because we are rejecting that part of ourselves, and we're not realizing that how big of a consequence our thinking has, and especially our thinking about ourselves. You doing and you're not doing, you're doing and you're not doing, has always an impact on how things turn out. Always. Your not doing is an action. Okay? Your not doing can still be your thinking. Your not doing as a decision is an action. Your doing is an action. Your thinking is an action. Meditative state is also an action of choosing how you want to take care of your mind. That you allow it to be there without all the emotions, because true being, achieving that meditative state, if you're overwhelmed, if you're overthinking, if you're anxious, is being there until, being there so long, no matter what's happening, what you're doing, being there for yourself, for that emotion, and allowing all of that to flow, all of the emotions, all of the feelings, whatever's associated with that aspect, allowing that to flow. Allowing it to go until there's nothing left in there. And then it's neutral again. You can neutralize everything in your life. Everything is neutral in the core. If you think it's positive, negative, frustrating, angering, triggering, whatever, that's because it's been hidden under layers. The neutrality of it is hidden under the layers of your actions, of the actions you have taken over from your ancestral line, the way of thinking. It's all on top of that. All the emotions, all the energy closed in there. Often our doing can be standing in the way of the outcome we want. Very often. If you're fixated on that, on the one thing you want, it's the ego, and you're blocking the flow if you're fixated on it. If you don't allow it to happen, with fixating on it, you don't allow it to happen. You're literally standing in the way if you're, I want. This is what I want. This is what I want. I want it now. That's not manifesting, that's standing in the way. That's closing the energy, that's closing in the pain. I want to be pain-free. That's you standing in the way of allowing the pain to flow and disappear. Because it's some sort of contraction of your body, of your anxiety, of your fear, and it needs to be released. But if we're there, I want to be pain-free, I want to be pain-free, I want to be pain-free, then you can even hear it. You're standing in the way of the release, of the relief. Often, yeah, I said that one. If we don't adjust our doing, the consequence or result will always be the same. Interesting, yeah, because we're often surprised that that aspect of our life, it's not changing. Why isn't it changing? Why don't I feel better with my money, or with my health, or with my relationships? Why don't I feel better with that? If you're still taking the same action, thinking about it the same way, thinking about yourself the same way, then why would it change? Okay, the consequence will be the same. The result is the same. If you're taking the same thinking action, the same action of doing. Life always presents you with opportunities to adjust your action in order to receive a different result. So this is especially if there are triggers, if we are hitting a wall, because if we manifest, if we think about that thing, we attract those situations connected to it, and of course we attract them in that triggering way, because we need to release that trigger. I did a different video about triggers. We need to allow that trigger to trigger, activate that part of us that is able to deal with that situation neutrally. This is what the triggers do. They activate that part of you that is the version that is able to handle that situation you want. Because the way you're handling it right now isn't sustainable if it is activating your whole nervous system and you're not able to receive more, handle more of that. In the opposite case, we will keep receiving the same result over and over again on a deeper level. So this is how, when we get into the pain, and we can strengthen the pain because we don't want it, it's too much, and this usually leads to maybe some big relief, some big realization. We can hit some bottoms, but on the self-healing journey it's already okay, I'm aware that I'm creating this. It's a different approach than accumulating that fear and layering it on a deeper level. So the self-healing journey is about, okay, I can open up a new layer and I can see, wow, what's in this new layer. Let's see what it is. But there's some stored emotion in there which can be relieved, and then I can feel better. Then I can feel more neutral about that. Also, the question is how I want to feel about that aspect. If you're experiencing chronic pain, then the actions you're taking are resulting in this pain as a consequence. Okay, so never the pain is there for no reason. It's there because you have suppressed those aspects of you that were probably dangerous for you, or considered too much, or too bold, or too fierce, or too brave, or something like that, or too shy, or too scared, or something like that. And you have suppressed them because you had to. Now, in this new era, you can open them again and release that pain. You can choose not to experience chronic pain anymore. I had to understand how to change my actions and even the actions of my mind in order to transform my pain into relief. Yeah, a good note that I wrote. It's true. And for years I have been subconsciously scaring myself, and the pain was a result. Definitely. You are scaring yourself. No one else is scaring you. There are some situations outside that maybe were scary at that moment, but you're carrying along that fear of that situation. But that situation doesn't exist anymore. Right now, that situation doesn't exist. So you need to understand, okay, now I'm free, totally free. I can choose what I believe, what is gonna be scary and what's not. Yeah, and what happened to you in the past, and you are the only one. What happened to you is in the past, and you're the only one who can free yourself from your past and from your pain. Yeah, I repeat this often. What happened to you, it's in the past. Not saying you should forget it, but you need to address it in the now. What is left from that situation from the past? Because there is stuff left. You shouldn't forget it, because there is trapped emotion within you. But you can approach, if the pain is there, you can approach this pain directly, communicate with it, ask it, why is it here? What is it here to tell you? And it's gonna be layers of healing it to invite that new relief, basically to create the new version of yourself that is confident enough and feels safe enough. You're creating the safety for yourself. You need to learn how to make yourself feel safe in order for you to be able to allow yourself not to experience pain. That's why I guide towards less frequent pain in my one-on-one coaching. I do not promise this. This is your work you can do, but you can achieve less frequent pain, less intense pain. Okay, the scale, I still experience through pain sometimes, definitely, but the pain that I experience is more spiritual. It usually teaches me what I need to know. What else I need to know about myself, how I can get to know myself better. I see where I'm still scared and where I can move this forward. Okay, but definitely the frequency and intensity is nowhere near where it used to be, because I'm approaching it directly and I do the exercises or things, I adjust the doing in alignment. And it doesn't only result, okay, the pain is less frequent, but that isn't the only consequence. The consequence of aligned action results in your whole life, in all of the aspects of your life, in who you are, who you're becoming, who you surround yourself with, what kind of a lifestyle you lead, what do you do on a daily basis. No one else has the power to do this for you, but you can. Someone can guide you. I can guide you in a one-on-one coaching. There's an email down below where you can contact me, but no one can do this for you. You can only be guided, that's a bit faster, or you can learn how to do this yourself. My purpose here, my task here is telling you that you're able to do it, because I once didn't know that. I didn't know how much power I had, how much power our mind has, our body, how powerful they are and how intelligent they are. But now I'm here to tell you, this is what you can do. You can do regression, you can do that. Your action has a consequence. This is so big and so underrated. You can have joy in doing. So big and so underrated. Okay, we rarely look at this, but this is the opportunity for you that you can. All right. Thank you for being here. Hope this resonates. Thank you for listening. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.